ancestors who fought for independence and ancestors who are long before the war. I love learning about them and sharing what I learned with you guys.
We're too young to talk about forever, talk about the weather, to know any better. I just want to laugh until I can't breathe. Midnight moonlight dancing, never get enough sleep. Oh, the whole night through.
I'm so excited today because we took Colonial Crafts on the road, and today we are here at Riley's Farm in Oak Glen, California. But I can't go back in time looking like this. Much better. Come on, let's go. Hello, today for our Colonial Craft, we are doing Cornhusk Dolls. And I am here with Miss Kendra.
Hello.
And would you mind telling us a little bit about the history?
I would love to. Now, Cornhusk dolls were a Native American tradition that was practiced in the Midwest, and they were used because they were such a cheap way of making a toy for their children, and corn was very abundant in this area. It was made by soaking corn husks from the corn, and we would simply dip them in the water, which would make them malleable, very easy to form into a doll, and once dried, they'd be very good for playing with, even for little children. So here we have a little family of Cornhusk dolls. We have a mama here, and a daddy maybe, and then a little kid and a baby. So you can see they can be very personalized. We even add little angel wings on sometimes. It was really up to the personality of the person making the doll.
I love that. I remember a story about why the Cornhusk dolls don't have faces. Would you mind telling me that story again?
Absolutely. The story of the Cornhusk dolls not having a face actually comes from an old legend where Cornhusk dolls used to have faces, but one doll became so prideful and vain in her own beautiful face that her face was taken away, because after a while she only thought about herself and wouldn't play with any of the little kids anymore. So now Cornhusk dolls are made without faces.
That's a very interesting story. So now that we know our history and a neat story, are we ready to make ours?
Absolutely. Let me tell you what we'll need.
Okay.
We're going to need corn husks that have been soaked in water, which we have right here. We're going to need fun colored yarn that we have here.
And I like the colors we have. They're very soft.
Very good. We also have sticks here that we'll use for the arms. And you can find your own or just collect whatever you have. Any stick is perfect. And then we'll need our scissors to cut it. And that's all we need. All right? You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We'll start with 2 corn husks, and we'll have one laid out flat, and I'll give you this one to lay out flat on top of that. Now, just as we're dressed and we have nice full skirts, we're going to want our corn husk doll to also have a nice skirt. So we're going to lay one halfway over the top, and then flip the second half underneath. So I'll give you this one.
That's why there's different sizes.
Yes.
Under?
Perfect. And the good thing about the corn husks is they're adjustable. So you can always rip a little piece off to make it exactly the size that you want it to be. So we're going to start now with our yarn. So you'll need to pick the color you like the best.
I like this color.
Okay. So the first part of this, now the tying process, is making the head. So we'll want to slide it right under the back and tie it in a good knot there. So if you can squeeze right here, I'll tie it right above your fingers. Promise I won't tie your fingers in.
I trust you.
All right, now I'm going to take a scissor and cut off the little extras there. There you go. Now I want you to hold the doll in your hand like an ice cream cone. Perfect. This is where we'll fold over the corn husk to start making the fullness of the skirt. Very good. Now that it's turned over, I'm going to take this part up, and we'll start to even out those pieces. Make sure they're really nice and down. Very good. Now we can start to see the head of our corn husk doll.
I see it now.
Now I want you to hold your hand right there. And I'll take some more string, and you can choose a different color string for each part or the same color string.
Same color string.
Okay. Now I'll tie again right above where your hands are. And now you can already start to see how that will be the head.
Did you cut that?
Yep, I'll just cut this piece off. And now is the fun part. This is the most individual. You get to choose whatever stick you'd like to make the arms of this doll.
I think I'm going to stick with this stick.
Okay, perfect. So
Has
now
a personality.
is a great time for us to kind of fan out the skirts, decide which side we want to be the front, which side we want to be the back, and just separate in the middle. Which side would you like?
Separate it like that. And have this side be the front.
Okay, perfect. Now you just slide your stick in there. Perfect.
It's kind of
Let's
doing
look.
Yay!
Absolutely. Let's look from the front and see if you like it. Is that good? That's where you want them positioned? Perfect. Now you can lay your doll down on the table. And I'll cut you one more piece of string. Do you want to keep with this red one?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what will make the waist. So I want you to take this right below the arms. Very good. And just tie off a nice tight knot, because we do want the waist to go in just a little bit at that point so it looks like a real person. Very good. Now I'm going to cut off these little extra bits here.
Okay.
And now we're almost done with our doll. You see how quick this is? Now the last step is to do the finishing touches. So we'll want to add an apron, a handkerchief, all the things that we have on right now.
Okay.
So we'll start with an apron. So we want it to look nice, but not overpower the doll. So this seems like a good size.
Yeah.
Before we put the apron on, let's pull a little piece off of this one to be our handkerchief. In order to put the handkerchief on, we'll slide it behind the doll's neck and cross it over the chest.
Just like ours.
Very good. Now you can lay the doll down, face down, and then pull those two little pieces gently, because we don't want to break them, and wrap them around the back now.
I don't know if it's large enough.
And we're going to tie that off with some more string. Slide this under the front and tie it in the back. Perfect.
Perfect.
And lastly comes our apron. So this is the fun part, because we're going to kind of do it in a weird way and try and make sure that we adjust the height for where we want it to be. So we can put it here. Let's start by tying on the apron so it'll stay down. So I'll give you another piece of string. Perfect. And then if you'd like to tie a knot in the front, that'd be great. That's what's perfect about these dolls. They don't have to be perfect, and they're very easy for even little hands. All right, let's cut off those extras. So right now, the way you have your doll, she's got a little extra piece here, which you could count as legs, or we could snip it a little more and make it a full skirt.
Full skirt.
Okay. Perfect. So then I would say you probably want your apron to end right about here.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, and I'm gonna give it a nice little curve to make it look like it's falling gently from her waist.
Okay.
And now you have your doll.
Thank you.
And there were so many things that could be added. Acorns could be added for different things. We could add wings with more corn husks. We could even add capes.
Little hat. How long do these dolls last?
Well, it depends on how you use them, but they can last for a long time. They can last for years on a shelf, or even for months being played with really hard.
I'll be playing with it very much.
Very good. Thank you so much for coming out here and making these dolls with me.
Of course, thank you for helping us. And if you want to make your own, just follow the directions, or you can come up here to Riley's farm and make it yourself with these wonderful people.